Hello movie fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris, and let's get into some of the movie news we're going to talk about here today. Some of the stuff we're going to be discussing here today is all the drama and updates concerning Scream 6 ever since we found out Neve Campbell, aka Sidney Prescott, would not be returning. We have Todd Phillips, the director of The Joker, confirming the sequel along with the title that gives us a hint to the plot when we're going to see our first look at the Halloween Ends trailer, that along with so much more. So I'm going to need you guys to give me your opinions with everything we discuss here today. Today should actually be an extremely busy day on the channel because we got the Black Adam trailer, and depending when that drops, you'll either see this side flick before or after. I just saw Jurassic World Dominion yesterday, so I gotta post my review of that, and boy do I got thoughts. And with this Joker 2 news dropping, I could not talk about that, so unfortunately Miss Marvel had to be one of the things I wouldn't be able to talk about today, but it is premiering on Disney Plus. I saw the first 2 episodes. I really liked the first episode a lot. I was skeptical on the show because it did give me Disney Channel vibes from the trailers, like it was going in a super kid-friendly direction, but that first episode is so stylized. I think Imani Vellani is so relatable and likable as her character of Miss Marvel. The family dynamics really work for me. All the connections to the Avengers in the outside world. It was not at all the Disney Channel show. It felt like a Marvel production. So I'm excited to see the rest of the series, and I'll most likely be starting my breakdowns on episode 2. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into some of the movie news we got to discuss here today. Something I wanted to quickly bring up that we found out yesterday. We got the trailer for the new Predator prequel, Prey. I did a video talking about my thoughts on that trailer, and just sum it up, I really like the direction it's going. I think it looks cool. Really love the idea of the Predator versus Native Americans and then going back to kind of its horror roots. But I did mention one of the things that bothered me about the trailer was I found it so odd that the characters were speaking just fluent casual English, and it kind of ruined the atmosphere of the time period it was set in. Well, the director and Hulu have come out and said they filmed a version of the movie where the actors spoke Comanche the entire time. Not just that, but when this movie is released on Hulu August 5th, you will be given the option to watch the English version or the Comanche version with subtitles. And this is actually kind of historic because this would be the first film to film a movie in 2 languages. And this isn't a situation where they filmed the movie in English and then got a bunch of Comanche speaking people to then dub over the movie. No, it looks like they literally filmed 2 versions. One, they're speaking English, then the director hit cut and said, all right, now do your Comanche lines, and they did that. I'm curious of the implications of this because I feel like you're going to get a totally different experience watching this movie depending on the language you choose. I'm going to watch the version that I think builds atmosphere and that the director intended before the studio was like, Americans don't like to read subtitles, boy. What are you doing? But I'm really wondering if your experience of the movie will be heightened or lessened depending on which version you choose to watch. That's just something I wanted to bring up and discuss with you guys. How do you feel about Prey getting 2 different versions, and which one will you be watching? Nothing wrong with seeing the English version, okay? For the longest time, I couldn't stand subtitles either. Alright, now moving on to all this drama involving Scream 6, because y'all, this isn't how I wanted to talk about one of my favorite horror franchises. So if you guys didn't hear, we heard just a few days ago that Neve Campbell, aka Sidney Prescott, who had been the star of the Scream franchise for the past 5 movies, has come out and officially confirmed she turned down Scream 6. Many of us first heard that it was because she didn't like the size of her role, she felt it didn't do Sidney justice, but Neve Campbell made it clear it was because they gave her a low salary offer and she found it insulting with how much value she brings to the franchise. And boy, let me tell you, as soon as that was found out, that was the official reason, ooh, the Scream community just lost its mind. We were seeing fans of the franchise start harassing the directors, attacking other actors. It showed you how much people cared about Neve Campbell being part of this movie. Now, I do want to make it clear, guys, this isn't the director's fault, the writers of the movie, or other actors involved. They are not the ones handing out the budget and deciding where to spend it, so please do not be attacking Radio Silence over this. They're just as devastated as us, I bet. But the reason I'm bringing this up and updating is because it's not just fans who are talking about this salary discrepancy and being upset. We're seeing a lot of industry people also come up and speak out for Neve Campbell, saying that she's worth that money and it's pretty bad on the movie not to cut that check. Even people like David Arquette, who was in the previous movie, says he stands with Sidney on this. Jamie Kennedy, who plays Randy, actually spilled a little bit more beans than he should have.
And you don't have Sidney Prescott. And I believe, don't quote me on this, She has a very hearty part in the script.
And now we're hearing reports that they've actually delayed filming on Scream 6 until next month. We had previously heard that this was actually the week they were supposed to start filming the movie, but now part of me thinks there's a real possibility, because of all this bad press surrounding Scream 6 and so many people losing their minds, it could definitely make a change, up her salary, and get her back for the next film. I'm still going to be excited and looking forward to Scream 6 even if Sidney Prescott isn't in the movie, because I know the team behind the film are going to do their best to make this movie work and a lot of fun, but I'm really hoping that maybe all this negative drama surrounding the movie will make the studio go, well, we can't start promoting this movie if there's already people hating on us for this. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, but I want to know from you guys, now that you hear all these details surrounding Neve Campbell, her involvement in Scream 6, why she decided not to, people speaking up for her, do you think there's a chance the people signing those checks might actually do it, or are they going to stay stubborn and not give Neve Campbell what she deserves? Moving on from there, talking about another horror icon, Michael Myers. We are all desperately waiting some sort of update, anything going on with this movie that is set to be the final Halloween film with Blumhouse. Well, we're getting a lot of reports online from a lot of scoopers when we could see the trailer for Halloween Ends, and it's being reported that it's gonna be coming out the week that Black Phone releases. Right now, Black Phone is headed to be released June 24th, so it could be that Monday, that Tuesday, but Blumhouse for sure wants to play the Halloween Ends trailer in front of that movie, and that usually means it's released online that exact same week. Now, I'm curious to what they're going to show off in this trailer, because this is set to be kind of a different Halloween movie. It'll most likely also just be a teaser, so not a lot of story elements will be revealed, but I really want to know, what's Michael been doing in the 4-year time jump? Does he have a different mask? Other than Laurie and the surviving members of the previous film, are they going to show off some new characters for us to speculate? And even though Halloween Kills was branded as the most brutal and bloody Michael Myers film, will this one also show off a few brutal kills? That's where I toss it off to you guys. Knowing that the Halloween Ends trailer is coming in like a few weeks, what are you excited to see in it, or what do you think they might reveal? And alright, finally getting to it here, we have an update on Joker 2, Return of the Joker, baby. Director Todd Phillips out of nowhere took to his Instagram to show off a couple of photos showing that Joker 2 is very much in progress and coming. We have here the script with the title Joker Folie à Deux. At least that's how I think you pronounce it, but you guys can let me know in the comment section. And then another photo of Joaquin Phoenix, the man, the myth, the legend himself, reading the script. And although that's going to be a hard title to pronounce, and they could very well change it, because I think the studio would want something that a lot of people could say, when people looked up the definition for this phrase or words, it translated to an identical or similar mental disorder affecting 2 or more individuals, usually members of a close family. Basically what they're saying here is Joker 2 will involve another Joker-like person out there. Because if we're going based off this translation, and there are different interpretations of the phrase, some just have it as simple as madness for 2, fans are already speculating on who this second person could be that the Joker will be partnering with. Now, option number 1, and the one I wouldn't mind to see, the Joker ended with him in an asylum, and we know whenever he gets into an asylum, he usually starts doing some therapy, some work on his mental health, and that involves Dr. Harleen Quinzel. If we get a serious dramatic take like the first Joker movie of that relationship of Joker and Harley Quinn, how he's able to manipulate her into falling in love with him, basically infecting her with his madness, and that downward spiral for that doctor, that could be a really great movie. And I don't think that'll take away from Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. She's still the iconic Harley Quinn, and even if someone else plays the role, it won't take it away from her. We've had multiple Jokers, we can start having multiple Harley Quinns. The other theory fans are having is we get a copycat Joker, somebody who's inspired by the ending of the first Joker movie, who's maybe going out there and stealing the image of Arthur Fleck. That's one thing that he was very proud about at the end of Joker, is how he inspired a cult and people were following in his footsteps. If someone starts to take credit then for his actions, I could see the Joker getting really upset, and then it just basically becomes a battle of 2 Jokers, and the whole time we could be left wondering who is actually the real Joker. Is it Arthur Fleck, or is it this copycat? And then low-key, the one I like, and I think it's always dumb when people say no, Chris, that can't work, is what if the second person they're talking about is Batman? Lately in media, Batman has been portrayed to have some kind of mental issues or not be all the way there in the head, and you can't really be when you're dressed up like a bat and fighting crime. Hey, but this specific definition of usually a close member of the family, there was a whole story plot point that was unconfirmed and left open about whether the Joker and Batman were siblings in that movie. If Bruce Wayne and the Joker are half brothers in here, there's a possibility then that Batman could have a similar mental disorder to the Joker, and we start to see the pieces of that unfold, and we basically get a Batman vs. Joker storyline, but all told from the perspective of the Joker. That would be awesome to see. I know Batman was really young, but there's always time jumps. They could just age up Joaquin Phoenix a little bit, and again, I don't understand why people go, Chris, no, they're not going to have a Batman in this universe. How do you create the Joker and not give him a Batman? But then he would be too old. Batman and the Joker never really have fisticuffs with each other. They're not supposed to be John Wicking each other on the rooftop. It's always a battle of the minds. So the Joker could be 90 years old as far as I'm concerned. As long as he's mentally capable of outsmarting or outwitting Batman here and there, it's a compelling and fun story, no matter if the Joker is old as hell and Batman's barely starting. Still, in the end, I think it's wild that Joker 2 is actually happening, because we've been hearing about it for months, heck, even years. It's no surprise with the movie making $1 billion. But in the back of your mind, you were like, they're probably not going to make a sequel. The first movie was just done so well. It's unnecessary. I just don't see it happening. And now that it's actually happening, you're like, oh, you know what? I'll give it a chance. So I'm gonna need your guys' opinion on this. What do you think then this title could mean for the Joker plot? Which option do you prefer? Do you have a fourth option that's even crazier? Would love to hear from you guys. And also something real quick that just came up right before I posted today's side flick. Today is actually Ghostbusters Day, which I feel ashamed as a Ghostbuster fan not knowing that. But we had director Jason Reitman, who did Ghostbusters Afterlife, take to social media saying there's a lot of things planned for the future of Ghostbusters. They actually just went ahead and announced a Netflix animated series. I'm on board for that, and that something else will be revealed tonight.
A happy Ghostbusters Day. I just want to thank you for being, honestly, the best fans in the world. For anyone who puts on the flight suit or puts on the proton pack or supports these movies, we are so grateful, and we wanted to celebrate you today and the future of ghostbusting. We have a lot of secrets, and we're going to share a few of them with you today, so keep an eye on the socials, and definitely check out tonight. We got something really special we want to share with you. Happy Ghostbusters Day.
I'm gonna keep expectations low, but I'm excited to see what they reveal. But that is all the movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.